You think you're the only one waiting for justice? And I do not say that lightly, and I do not say that to minimize the hurt maybe you have suffered. But you think you're the only one? I'm not minimizing the desire for justice. I believe actually our desire for justice is an example of the law of God written on our hearts. It's an example of like the image of God, the law of God in us, that we cry out for justice. I mean, think about it. Our culture's consumed with it. How many true crime documentaries can there be? We love them. We love them. How many of them? How many justice for so-and-so posts can you pass on? We're consumed with justice. I believe it's an example of the law of God written on our hearts. Let me give you another example, though, of somebody crying out for justice and still waiting for it. Do you know that there are martyrs in heaven asking God right now for that justice? Revelation chapter 6, verse 10. They cried out with a loud voice, "O sovereign Lord, holy and true, how long before you will judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth?" They were each given a white robe, and they were told to rest a little longer, and justice will come. The King is returning. He will mete out perfect justice. So let not your hearts be troubled. Don't be afraid, be patient and endure hardness. The King is returning. What a relief. It wouldn't be good news if it were up to us to find the King, right? Like if it was up to us to kind of make our path to heaven, to find him and to get there on our own. Hey, whoever can make it to me, paradise. That wouldn't be good news. The good news is that the King is coming to us. It would be terrible news if it was survival of the fittest, right? The doomsday preppers having a day with that, right? Like survival of the fittest, you got to figure it out. That situation would be hopeless. I remember a couple years ago I was teaching children. I was talking about following directions and obedience, and I was talking to the kids. There's about 30 of them in a classroom, and I'm like, hey, how many of you kids have ever been lost while your dad is driving? Every hand in the room went up, right? Like every hand. Like, guys, we can't even find where to go sometimes. I struggle sometimes coming out of a restaurant remembering where I parked. If it wasn't for Ginger or my children, we'd be walking around just hitting the beeper, the fob. Like, where'd I park? If it was up to you and I to find heaven, to find the King, what kind of hope would that be? If finding heaven were up to us, there'd be no hope. But fear not, the King is returning. This is what Jesus said in John 14. Hey, don't let your hearts be troubled. I will come again. I will come again. And I will take you. I will personally see to it. I will take you to myself, that where I am, you may be also. Man, what comfort. I'm coming back, and I'm going to bring you with me. So listen to me today. I realize you may be hurting. I realize you may feel lonely and abandoned, but Jesus has not abandoned you. He has not forgotten. He has not delayed. He is coming back, Christian, to take you to himself.